Welcome to my swish new studio here at Virtual College. If any of you are having problems with Adobe Animate, please watch the video to give you an idea of the process that I'm explaining. This is the third session in my animation lessons. This is part one of a two-part outcome called Buzzy Bee Sprite Creation. Sprites are repeated loops that many animations and even computer games use. Mario is a good example of a sprite. Here is the Mario sprite sheet. This is a series of drawings of Mario's run cycle that, when animated, make him look like he's running. So, let's start animating. Right, so I'm going to go into full HD, open that up. It will give us a workspace again, a stage for us to look at. I'm going into 25%. And this is where we're going to build our bee sprite. Now we're going to create a bee, and then in the second session we are going to make that bee move around an environment. All right, so first of all we're going to draw a cartoon bee. So you're on layer 1 here, okay, and on top of that I want you guys to draw your own type of a bee, okay. So I'll speed this up. I'll just be kind of creating a yellow and black bee body. Don't put in the wings at this stage. You might want to put in some legs or something like that, little faces, whatever you want to do. Alright, so I will draw mine and we'll speed that up, and then we'll get to the next stage. So there's my outline of my bee. I'm just going to tidy up a little. Running out here and there, little bits. Always good to do a bit of tidying before you finish it. I'm going to flood fill now with black on the head and in these parts, and I'm going to flood fill with a yellow. That's yellow for the bee colour, and I'm going to make sure I fill in the eyeballs as well, even though otherwise they will come through see-through, so I need to fill those in with white as it is. So there's my bee. If we zoom out a little bit, wrong one, you can see he's in the centre of the page. I can select him and I can change the size of him. It might be a good idea to bring him down a little bit, squish him a little bit in size, and I'm going to drag him down to the bottom here. That gives me room to put some wings in here. Okay, so we're going to do that in a moment, but first of all I want to explain how you create a sprite in Animate. So what we're doing is we're looking at how this can be an animation in its own right that exists, that loops like the Mario run cycle. So the way we do that is we make this into an embedded symbol, a symbol within the scene. Okay, so it's a little loop within the scene itself. There's the scene, and I'll show you how you can actually make that happen within the scene. What you do, you go and select everything. Make sure you've got him selected, and once you've got him into the right position, and I'm going to actually, before I do that, I'm going to name his layer B layer, and make sure you use underscore instead of space. B body, call it. Otherwise it won't do that. So there we are, we have B body, that's what that's called. So now I'm going to select using this tool which is the select tool, and you can see I've selected it there, and you can see it's gone all dotty. Okay, and then I'm going up to modify, and I'm going to convert to symbol. So we're going to make this body into a symbol. All right, I'm just call that B. Make sure it's on graphic, not movie clip. That's what we're using. Movie clip is more for computer games. And then hit OK. Now you can see he's not dotty anymore. Still exists there, B body, scene there, and we have our little character here. Watch what happens when I double click in a moment on here. This will change and this will change. So just notice that as I do that. You can see now we're in scene 1, but we're inside the B. That's changed now to layer 1. This is the B body. Okay, and it's inside scene 1. So the animation is just a loop that's going to play inside scene 1. Crazy. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add some wings to it. One of the analogies I make is that it's almost like having Russian dolls. So you have little dolls inside, big dolls with a little doll inside of them, and a little doll inside and a little doll inside. So you can have all these different loops running within the original scene. You'll see what I mean when we've completed this. So we are now inside B scene. Okay, so this one we can call body. Okay, and that's the body there. And we're going to add a new layer, and this is going to be wing 1. Okay, and we'll draw in a wing. Okay, so I'm going to use a dark grey, and I'm going to use my paintbrush to paint in a wing. I think where this wing is coming from. Okay, so there's my dark grey, and I'll go into a slightly lighter grey and flood fill that wing. There we go, got a nice wing on him. That's wing 1. Now what I can do is I can select that. Okay, you can see by selecting each one it goes dotty. That's selected it. I could select it using that tool if I wanted to. But watch what happens if I try and do it that way. I now select. You can see that some of my B body has been selected. I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to affect the body. So if I don't want that to happen, I press the lock on there, and then I can easily select it. It just selects the wing. Can you see? And then I'm going to edit, copy, and I'm going to add a new layer, and this will be wing 2. And on wing 2, I'm going to paste in place, and you'll see I've now got 2 wings. Now, I'm going to want to put this wing sort of over here. But I want to make it more of an angle, but you can see here this little white dot in the very centre of the wing. If I move that to the apex there, and then I move it onto there, you can see I can now, if I go and get my tools, I can rotate it like so. Move my transformation point down there, and then you can see I can move my wings. Now I want this wing here to be slightly the other side of the body. This one's in the foreground, so I'm going to drag it below the body, and I'm going to just put it slightly behind like so. It sits just behind his head. Lovely, you think. Look at that lovely bee there. Smash it. And if we go back into the scene, you can see now it's got wings on it. So if I double click that, I'm back inside the wings. Now, I'm going to want my body, I don't want my body to move, okay? So I'm going to unclick that so that I can access it. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to, basically I'm going to make maybe a 4 cycle loop on this. Okay, you could make it a 5 cycle, more complex, but I'm going to do a 4. So I click on the 4th frame in the in the timeline, and I right click or control click and insert keyframe. Now you'll see the body stays still there and we get one wing there. So what we're now going to do is we're now going to go into that one and edit, copy, and insert blank keyframe and edit, paste in place. And what I might do, just make sure that the transformation point is down there, and I might move it slightly. Okay, and I'm going to go back to the original one, and I'm going to get this one here. It's gone again, and I'm going to get that and copy, control click, and insert a blank keyframe and edit, paste in place. Okay, and I'm going to flutter that like that so you can see the 2 wings doing that. And I'm going to do the same again. Insert a blank keyframe and paste. And I might just move it slightly. Still got that pivot point down there, you see. And I'll do the last one. Insert a blank keyframe. Paste in place. Move it there. And I'm going to go back to that one. Edit, copy. Click on this frame here. Insert blank keyframe. Edit, paste in place. You can do center if you want. Oh, you see, because my pivot point's moved, I need to put that back into there. And I'm just going to rotate it around. And we'll do the same again. Blank keyframe. Edit, paste in place. And make sure our pivot points right back there. And now if we play our little loop, you can see I'll play it as a loop by pressing that little button there. Oh crap. So I'm going to go back through and check the positioning of them all. So that one, I'm just going to push the transformation point down there. Push that up there. Maybe push it a bit more. Push that one. Make sure it's transformation points. They do shift around a little bit somehow. Oh, wrong one. Transformation points do shift around and move that right in like that. And you can adjust them as you want. It is a little fiddly. And you have to keep putting those transformation points there. Let's just check that. So, let's remove that. Let's have a look at that. And you can see we've got that there like that. That shows the whole loop. So there's our little sprite. And if we go into the scene, there is our sprite. We can resize it. We can make him small. And this is what we're going to do next lesson. We're going to be making a little sprite that goes across the screen and visits flowers. So I'll show you quickly how that's going to work so you get an idea, and we'll work on the composition of it all next time. So I'm going to have my bee there. And after about, let's say, 5 seconds, we'll give him 5 seconds, that's 150 frames, all right, and go there and press Control and insert a keyframe. Now you'll see if I go all the way back to the beginning, he's moving his little wings there like that. Okay, so we're going to keep that as the start point. And we're going to go to the very final frame, click there, and I'm going to then move him to the other side of the screen. Now at the moment that just does that, but if we go back to the beginning of the sequence, click on that and insert a classic tween, you'll see a little purple arrow now in there. And if you play it, on a loop, play, you can see our little bee flutters across the screen. So that's how to make the sprite. We'll look at arranging it and moving it in the sequence and putting other bees in and stuff like that later on in our second session when we assemble our project. Thanks for listening. See you soon. Bye.